Hey guys, welcome to the Drift Podcast. Today we're at Trav's house and we're doing head gasket things on 7Hs, as you'll see. We're actually trying to fix it. There'll be another clip in the video of him explaining what actually is wrong with it. But until then, let's have a little walk around my car.
Alright guys, so these are 16 valve genuine gaskets. This is a genuine OEM gasket for a 16 valve small port, big port and GCE. They're all the same. This is the TRD 0.8mm 16 valve aftermarket gasket that they use. And this is the 7H that I'm building. So this is a 7A block. Now, when we go to actually fit these gaskets, I've found that we have an issue. As you can see with a factory OEM 4H gasket, these two coolant passages are blocked. Now, it does also run through this hole, this hole, this hole, and this hole for these ones along the top, as you can see here. And when you actually come and look at the head, they're actually joined. So they're not on this side, but they are on this side. So I'm not overly stressed about just missing 2 of the 5, but pay close attention to this one down here. This is going to be where our issue lies with a TRD gasket, because they are different. Basically, when we go to put the TRD gasket on, wait a minute, that's wrong. Put the TRD gasket on. This one is completely blocked. So I've marked it in white pen off of the OEM gasket. These two are still blocked up here, but as I said, I'm not actually stressed about those just at the moment. But this one, I'm going to have to diagram this out, and I suggest that anyone that does a 7H conversion does this to either the gasket or the actual 7H block. I've already had my block assembled, or I assembled it, and I've had it all cleaned. I don't want to go putting filings straight back in there. So, gonna diagram this out with the Dremel and then put it all back together. And hopefully that should sort any issues that people are having with their 7Hs overheating, which I have heard is a somewhat common issue. And I have a feeling that that could be the reason why. Alright, cheers. Righto, so I've just opened it up a bit, so it's similar to that one. I didn't want to go crazy, so we'll just see how it looks on there. So at least we now have water flowing through that port. Now these two, let's just have a look. There's not much I can do on that side. So, on the head, it's still going to flow water through this one single port, and the one single port on this side, plus through as well this center 2 holes. So, let's have a look back on here. These 2 centers are water, and these 2 outers are water. I'm not super concerned about these 2 inside ones. there's still going to be plenty of water going through to the head from what I can see, and I would actually have to re-drill 2 more holes through about here if I wanted it, or actually enlarge in these ones. But I'm not concerned at this time as to whether that's going to be an issue. There's plenty of other water going into that head that will sort that issue out. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll start assembling this motor completely.
So Trav, what are we doing?
We are nipping up these head bolts just by hand. So you can use a 4 AFE, 7 AFE, 4 AG. They're all the same bolts in an aftermarket style bolt like a DuraPro. This actually says 4 AFE and 7 AFE, but when we look at here, the same part number is used for AE82s, AE86s, AE93s, AE101s and 111s, though I don't know if that's correct for a 20 valve head. I would probably double check that for a 20 valve head, but for 16 valve we can use the same bolts as what they use on a 7A. So buy new bolts though. I would not do it with a used bolts, and just check the lengths. The shortest bolt of the long bolts goes in the distributor hole. You don't want to put the longest of the long bolts in there because that's actually an oil passage. So make sure as well, if you're using ARP bolts, that you also have to bore out that one hole on some of the ARP bolt sets, especially if they're an older ARP bolt set, or else you won't get oil flow to your head. So just some things to keep an eye on with it. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. I don't have a degree wheel, so gonna have to work that one out, but we'll figure it out.
Generally, when you're working with aftermarket head studs, they have their own torque patterns, so you don't have to degree, but you're
especially for an ARP set. But I'm probably just gonna rough it to 90 degrees, to be honest, and we'll just deal with it. So yeah, just do that, and yeah, we will see you.